So, Flau Jae Johnson is one of the best players in NCAA college basketball. She is probably going to be a draft pick in 2026, but might come out this year after her junior year. You just never know. You just never know. It's not a... Like, there is a chance that she comes out and plays this year, so we can't completely write it off because she is old enough, but I think she is expected to be in the 2027 or 2026 WNBA draft. But Flau Jae has spoke on the coach for the Indiana Fever, Stephanie White, on her podcast, and let's take a listen to what she has said.
Let's talk about these new WNBA coaches making waves. Now, y'all seeing the Chicago Sky, Coach T, they let her go after one season, which was crazy to me. They let
Tyler Marsh is a better coach than Teresa Weatherspoon, so I still think it was a bit weird at the time, but hindsight 2020, yeah, they made the right decision. They made the right decision.
The Indiana Fever head coach go, which was kind of not surprising, but kind of, right? Tyler Marsh, the development coach that was the coach on the Aces, he's not a head coach of the Chicago Sky. He's now the head coach of the Chicago Sky. But let me tell y'all, the Indiana Fever having Stephanie White as a head coach, I really like that. Like, I love that. I feel like she a player's coach. Like, I even remember when she was recruiting me at Vanderbilt, like, I was like, I like this lady. Like, I want to go play for her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she would have stayed, she ended up leaving Vanderbilt, but if she would have stayed, like, I probably would have had Vanderbilt in like real consideration. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't really care to go with people, where they already are. Nah, I was trying to go where I like the people. And she seemed like a good coach, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think I like this for the Indiana Fever. So next season I'm going to be seeing, but I really think I like that. I really think that is a good addition. Like, I really believe that. Tyler Marsh, I'm ready to see how this goes. Head coach, he was a head of player development head.
I don't know if Tyler Marsh is going to be their like long-term coach. I think Tyler Marsh is more than likely going to be there while they go to tank for Juju. That's my prediction. I think he is there basically to develop Cardoso, develop Angel, and make it positive losing, if you understand what I mean. It's hard to be a coach and keep the team positive during a tankathon. And I think he's going to be there so that fans stay positive while they lose for the next 2 years and try to get Juju, Full Wiley, or Hidalgo. And we can't forget the giant Zhang Jiu, who could end up she just dropped 40-something points on Lara Sumfai. Like, she's 7'5". Like, whatever about everyone talking about, oh, you got to take Juju, you got to take X, Y, or Z player. Maybe Hidalgo by the end is considered better than Juju, but like, she's also 7'5".
I mean, head coaching is a different ball game, but if he's been around Becky Hammond and he's been learning how she do things and how the operation runs, and he's been really locked into it, and he should be able to adjust quickly and just dealing with the players. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's basketball, but it's so much other stuff that come with it and stuff like that. So I'm just excited to see how this goes. Because they have a good young core. You know what I'm saying? They have the Chicago side, they have a great young core. So I'm just ready to see how this go, man. They're making waves, like new teams, new coaches. It's getting real in the WNBA.
So Flau Jae seems to be very, very happy with Stephanie White for the Indiana Fever. And just putting it out there, Flau Jae is going to do whatever she can to play for the Indiana Fever. There is no smarter player in terms of marketing themselves in basketball. You know the way we talk, like, we always talk when it comes to Angel Reese, where it's like, it's about keeping the main thing, and like, you got to make sure, even with all the other stuff, that basketball is always a priority, and there is nobody I've ever seen being better at like doing other stuff for around basketball and not letting it affect the basketball than Flau Jae. Like, she's like legitimately a fairly large rapper, and is one of the best players in college basketball. She's one of the best guards in the country, and she could be the number 2 pick in the draft if she comes out this year. Like, there's No question about that. Because I don't think she's the number one pick in 2026. I think it's going to be quite hard to. I think it's going to be hard for her to be picked over like Reagan Beers or Lauren Betts, just because of how big they are. Whereas this year's draft, I'm like, I think you'd take her number 2 after Paige. But yeah, like you can see, obviously she's very happy for the team draft and getting Stephanie White. And I think a lot of players will like to play for Stephanie White. Like, she'll defend her players in the media. She seems to be a decent coach. She seems to be a decent enough person. And she's had success in the W. Yes, she was garbage at Vanderbilt. Yes, she did a horrible, horrible job at Vanderbilt. Like, it happens. It happens. But good coaches can do badly at certain spots in their career. But she did really, really well with Indiana. She was really freaking good at in Connecticut. And I do think the Stephanie White is a big one. But for Flau Jae, she's going to want to be wherever she's going to get the most eyes on her. There is no person that would be more okay with sharing this Caitlin Clark spotlight than Flau Jae. Like, she knows. She knows that, like, if you end up in Indiana, everything quadruples. Like, if she ends up being drafted by any other team, she's still going to be Flau Jae Johnson. But if she gets drafted by by the Indiana Fever, she's still Flau Jae Johnson, but she's going to have millions of eyes on her every single time she plays basketball. You're probably going to be seeing her music not necessarily be associated with Caitlin Clark, but like, she knows that the way what TikTok edits are going to be, you're going to see all the, like, what is it, Kate J or whatever, all those edits to her music being all over TikTok, and every mixtape of Caitlin Clark will be with her music in it. If they're teammates, like, you'll probably see if she ends up having a concert during the offseason, all the Fever players that are around suddenly at the concert. Like, she knows. She's smart enough to know that, like, a rising tide raises all boats, and she is talented enough, both on the court and off the court, that rising tide is going to shoot her into even more stardom than she would otherwise get, because she's going to be a star either way, to be fair. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it. I don't think there's a chance the Fever getting her. Not going to have a high enough pick for her either year, but I would say, even if she's not, she will always, always, always be on the good side of Caitlin Clark. And they both seem to be friendly with each other. Like, they both seem to get on well either way. So I will see you guys.